with New England Dream House.
Welcome to New England Dream House. I'm Beth Shelburne. This week's Dream House is small in size but strong in style. It's a 1,500 square foot cottage in a cozy corner of Cambridge, Massachusetts. This week's Dream House in Cambridge, Massachusetts is a small jewel that didn't start out that way. Owner and designer Philip Jude Miller of America Dural Inc. explains.
These cottages were built in the 1850s and were for the workers who provided help to the big houses on Brattle Street.
When he and his partner bought the house, it had none of the detail it does today. The same family owned it for 100 years, and it showed.
The floors were mostly linoleum and carpet, and the trim was very plain and in rough shape and minimal.
Philip had a smart approach to the renovation. He wanted the house to look like an elegant Connecticut cottage from a 1940s movie.
I didn't want it to feel like we had created a beautiful new cottage. I really wanted to look like we had renovated what once had been a great cottage.
The new French white oak floors were put down in a herringbone pattern. 6/6 pane windows replaced 1/1 windows. The living room is the biggest room in the house. There's a beautiful bookcase on a wall that used to have windows.
So I wanted to focus the view more on the garden and the brick wall in the back.
Philip believes surfaces like bookcases are an important key in making a house feel like a home.
It allows you to insert yourself and put some of your personality into your house.
He encourages mixing favorite pieces, both old and new.
There's a flow and a continuity and a sense of evolution. It doesn't look like you went to Bloomingdale's and bought everything at one place.
He is constantly moving his art collection around.
What makes objects exciting is their context and how they're juxtaposed next to things.
Philip's art collection can be found in nearly every room of the house, including the stairwell. A retired Swiss police officer named Arnold Ottermatt took this photo.
Really nice sepia tones, late 60s, interesting character, and it looks like you're looking into the artist's work, but it's staged, and he's photographing himself, photographing the subject for a mugshot.
These Terry Winters prints are made from intricate drawings that are all one line. He doesn't lift the pencil off the paper until he's done. This cozy study is another favorite place for reading and enjoying art. Alan Surratt is one of Philip's favorite artists.
He's in the process of being rediscovered, and he's been written about in the New York Times, and he's well known for his wire sculptures, and he does these drawings which are supposed to represent the sculptures that he does. So it's really lines, a very linear color.
This Surratt piece downstairs shows more color. In the dining room, this contemporary piece is by Oliver Boberg.
But in truth, he fabricates everything. This isn't a real photograph outdoors or of a real roof. He builds these models, which are probably about 3 feet across, and photographs them all in his garage in Germany.
The Boberg piece is paired with more traditional wallpaper and furniture. The early 19th century English Regency table is small, but the wood makes a big impact.
Rosewood is just a beautiful wood, purple and gold, a lot of depth to the wood.
The table has interesting gilt claw feet that signal the end of the Regency era. The kitchen also blends materials flawlessly. The floor is made of limestone that will gain patina over time.
For my taste, I love things to look worn and warm and lived in. And for something like limestone, it can be worn and still be beautiful. And I think it's more beautiful as it wears.
One counter is oil-rubbed teak. The other is stainless steel.
Stainless steel will kind of scratch and wear over time, but again, I like that warmth.
Philip used the same color on both the kitchen cabinets and on all the moldings throughout the house. With space at a premium, the garden next to the house is an important outdoor room.
I grew up in Louisiana, so it kind of speaks back to some of the wonderful courtyards in New Orleans.
The outdoor space allows Philip to host summer dinner parties of up to 75 people. The garden works just as well for quiet relaxation.
So we wanted a seating area where I could sit outside and read and enjoy the weather. and we wanted, a screen for privacy.
Landscape architect Wendy Harrington helped Philip plan the structure of the garden.
We have a brick driveway. We have bluestone tile in this main courtyard area, and we designed this long elevated step with mahogany and a granite curb.
Maine-based Blueberry Coast Landscaping helped with the plantings. This fig tree was a gift from a friend.
Knowing that I was a Southerner, he gave me this fig tree, which I love, and you'll get almost as many figs from a root-bound fig tree in a planter as you would from a tree outside, and you just have to take it in and protect it from the light in the winter.
Philip found the elegant garden gate at Upstairs Downstairs in Boston. It came from an old house in Scituate, Massachusetts. It's one of many small but significant touches in the home.
I'd rather have quality materials and beautiful finishes and interesting hardware rather than some big lost house. I find them sometimes depressing. So I love the warm, small scale of the house.
It may have been built to be small and simple, but the polish Philip has brought to his Cambridge cottage makes it one gem of a New England dream house.
Nice job, Philip. Let's take a look at our top 10 design elements.
Number 10, the garden gate Philip found in a Boston shop. Number 9, the 6/6 windows that give an older feel to the home. Number 8, the renovated upstairs bathroom full of great details. Number 7, the white oak floors done in a herringbone pattern. Number 6, the kitchen counters. One is teak, the other is stainless steel. Number 5, the limestone kitchen floor that will get even better with age. Number 4, the living room bookcase. It's a great home for collectibles. Number 3, the rosewood dining room table with its gilt claw feet. Number 2, the beautiful art. There's a story behind each piece. And number 1, the outdoor courtyard. It brings a taste of the South to Cambridge, Massachusetts.
Philip named his company America Durall after his nanny. The phone number is 617-661-4100 and the website is americadurall.com. And this week's Dream House is also featured in New England Home Magazine's May-June issue. Homes editor Stacy Kunstel is here to talk more about it. Wow, Philip packed quite a punch in that little cottage,
I know,
didn't he?
this is a tiny 1,600 square foot cottage and he has appointed it so beautifully.
Let's take a look at a couple of the pictures that you guys highlight in the magazine. The first one is that outdoor, well, there's the cover of the magazine. The first of this home is that outdoor courtyard that he did such a beautiful job with.
You're in the middle of the city. You feel like you're in this beautiful setting. It could be out in the country, and it's rimmed by a brick wall and then boxwoods on the other side.
It's not a real big space, but he certainly did a lot with what he had.
He's maximized his use of the house with this decking.